Whenever I see people with paint, I know it's going to cost me money.
Always, that's the case, isn't it?
Well, we opened it up.
Everything's so different now. It looks so much bigger, and I don't know. We're talking about trees and plants. They're going to be happy here with more sun, less competition.
All right, so let's lay out where they go, I guess. So Chris the landscaper's back, and they brought our oak trees and brought some crepe myrtles. So we're gonna have 3 crepe myrtles here, 3 over here, kind of the beginning and end of the little drive-through area here, and then the oak trees get planted on each side. You know, one day, years from now, hopefully the house will be finished first. But one day they will have oak trees that are nice and big. Working on that, so that's what they'll be doing today. I've set up the time lapse on each end, kind of get that. There was a lot of other planting that's planned. That, you know, long term, there's a lot of other stuff to get planted back out here, but we decided to wait till the fall on the rest of it, except for along the drive over there where we took down all our privacy. We're gonna plant some other bushes. I'll show you. So these were planted 2 years ago. See, they've had a lot of great growth because they were little tiny things to start with. Chris has found us, Chris the landscaper, has found us some of these that are already 3 foot tall for like 20 bucks. So we're going to plant these all along the drive there so that they will, about the same spacing, so that they will grow in together and form the privacy hedge, which we'd already always planned. You know, cut stuff down and take it out, but it lets me put back, or lets us put back in what we want instead of, you know, looking at crappy pine trees. So for now, so Brandon Creech, the guy that got grass to grow out here, he's coming back. We're gonna seed all this for erosion control, but at some point this will be all our orchard, like fruit trees and bushes and all that stuff. So stay tuned. Here are our oak trees. They've been growing for a while. Look at that nice size trunk. Yeah. So we got 5 on each side. And eventually these things all grow together in a big canopy. Maybe I see it. Oh yeah, they're laying those out. Starting to open them up. Yeah, see, getting them ready. One at a time. And they're just bringing them off the back of the truck. Next up will be the crepe myrtles. Alright, all the trees are in, so now I get to water them every few days if it hasn't rained. Off in the distance, Tater is setting up the soaker hose. Those are so close together, we're going to run those on a soaker every day for a few minutes. And yeah, getting all these water, but that's the vision. Looks pretty cool. Came in pretty tall. They're probably 15 feet to the bottom of the root ball, so installed there probably around 12 and a half or so. And yeah, we'll see how they do with the transplant. Keep water on them, and yeah, hope for the best. The first year is kind of, as you probably know, with planting, is not a lot happens. Just kind of get them established into the ground and the roots kind of growing out and everything, and then they kind of take off. So want to go ahead and get them in. All right, so these are the crepe myrtles. We put 3, so we put a total of 12 out here. 3 on each side at one end and 3 on the other end. I haven't counted those yet. I think we ended up with around 80 of those lungstrom bushes. I'm sure I'm massacring the name on those. Yeah, those will grow up into a nice little privacy deal pretty pretty quickly. Within 2 years, they'll be solid through there. They're pretty fast, which is great. Then we can decide everything we want to go out to the field area. Yeah, I think it's going to be pretty cool.